Hey darlings, today I want to talk about if you are questioning if you're queer or not. So this is a thing that I've done for half my life, give or take, and it was only until I fell in love and had relations with a non-cis man that I was like, okay, now I feel comfortable with the label. But it took a lot of wondering and questioning, a lot of wondering and questioning before I felt comfortable putting that label on myself. And not that you need to put a label on yourself. I'm one of those people that just finds comfort in it. I like to be able to figure out what stuff is, but some people, they don't like labels, they don't need labels, and if you don't need one, good on you. But if you do, or if you're wondering, I wanted to talk a little bit about why it took me so long and why I felt like I needed proof that I was. So one of the things that I realized kind of recently, actually, so I'm in like a Facebook book group and someone was asking, hey, like I like man on woman and man on man sex scenes, but I don't like female on female sex scenes. Not that they don't like it, but they just don't get anything out of it. And I was like, me too. And I figured it out. So I tend to like anything saucy if one person is more of the dominant personality, if one person is maybe a little bit more primal, a little bit more caveman-y, a little bit more calling the shots. And I realized that all the female on female stuff I'd seen was just kind of like a little bit gentle or tame and didn't have that fiery, like raw sort of energy. And so, for my fourth book, there's going to be some lady love, and one of the characters is more dominant and more take control. And I was like, yeah, I like that. So, I wrote some scenes where I was like, ooh, if I were to read these, yeah, then I would be all about it. Because usually, well, no, even, I'm not even going to say usually. So, there are scenes in books where it's a man and a woman, and it's fairly tame. Maybe they're making gentle love, and my bits are just like, nope. So that made me realize, I was like, I think that's what it is. And the books I've read that are man on man, like usually one is more dominant, more in control, more primal, more grah. Sorry, don't hope that's not triggering. I realized it took me that long because before I would maybe watch something with two women or read something about two women. I was just like, oh, this isn't very exciting. So maybe I'm not into women. But no, I am. Another thing is that I tend to be more attracted to more masculine women. And so for a while I was like, well, but I mean, they like, some of them just look like men. And so of course I'd be attracted to them because I've known people that are female bodied and present in a masculine way where gay guys and straight girls will hit on them, not really realizing that, you know, there's female parts under those boy clothes. And it took me a bit to be like, no, like I mean, it just because I find masculine women really, really attractive doesn't mean that I'm not into women. Because I also find feminine women very pretty. And yeah, so that's not a reason to think that you might not be queer if you are a woman. Or same thing, I suppose, if you were a dude or leaning more towards the dude spectrum, and were into men who are very feminine, that could maybe pass as a lady or a lady. I'm trying to be inclusive for the NBs, and I apologize for the times that I am not. I'm still trying to learn how to be inclusive. But yeah, that doesn't mean anything. And the funny thing is now that I'm just like, I'm queer and I embrace it, is I realize how often I check out women. So before I would check out women, but it was always under the guise of, she hotter than me? She has a little bit of chonk too. We're chonk buddies. Is she chonkier than me? Is she thinner than me? It was always this comparison game. because I would, I was always a little bit chonkier, and I needed to see if she was prettier. But no, I was just checking them out. I mean, I'm sure there's some of the comparison thing, but no, checking them out. Like, I realized I check out women constantly, all the time. I check out everybody. Kind of a pervert. And yeah, the other day I was walking around and there was a lady with gorgeous legs. They were just, wow, they were nice. And I'm just looking, and she catches me looking, and I immediately look away with like, I don't even know what smile was on my face. I'm sure it was really weird. I'm just like, do. I wasn't staring at your legs. Don't mind me. So, yeah, those are some of the reasons why I didn't know if I was queer or not. And so, what I want for you is, if you are wondering, you shouldn't have to like prove it. Like, you can just be queer, especially if you're bisexual or pansexual. I feel like that makes it a little bit more confusing. And there's the whole compulsory heteronormativity thing, where society just assumes or believes that you should be heterosexual. And if you're not, it can be kind of confusing because you were raised a certain way. So, yeah, if you feel like you are, you probably are. And I want you to be able to proudly claim that if you want to. So you shouldn't have to wait half your life to be like, am I? I don't know. I have to put myself through some sort of arbitrary test or something to figure it out. Not a test. That sounds horrible. But yeah, like milestones, I don't know. But yeah, you shouldn't have to do anything. And even if like one of your things was like, okay, I will know if I sleep with a same-sex person or an NB or whatever, whoever, that sounded terrible. I didn't mean it that way. Then I'll know. What if it's like not good? What if you're like, I think I'm into women. You sleep with a woman and that's like terrible. And you're like, oh, I'm not into that. But maybe it was just that person. Like, I mean, luckily I had a great time. But yeah, I would just say, if you feel like you are, I bet you are. And take a hold of that label. And if you're bi or pan and you're worried about the haters, just tell them to drink some haterade and know that people who are critical are very critical of themselves, and they're just projecting on you, and you are beautiful, and you get to be part of the alphabet mafia, just like every other person who was a part of it. This was weird. Okay, I hope you have a great day. I love you. Have a good one. Okay, bye.